Let's look at this now. Many women are unaware of their rights when it comes to being searched or arrested by law enforcement officials. There are, in fact, rules to be followed by male officers, and knowing your rights could help protect you from incidents of sexual assault by an officer, as several incidents have been reported this year. Let's find out more on this. I'm joined by the chairperson of the Justice Project South Africa, Howard Dembowski. Always a pleasure chatting to you, Howard. How are you doing?
Likewise, I'm good, and you?
Awesome. I'd like us to start by painting a picture of just how dangerous it is for women drivers in South Africa when it comes to law enforcement officials breaking the law where that is concerned and wanting favors from women.
Yeah, regrettably, it's something that has continued, and we don't appear to be making progress in stopping it. It's very unfortunate. A female may not be searched by a male officer. However, one needs to bear in mind that a female may be arrested by a male officer.
Okay.
When it comes down to the actual body search of that female, then a female officer must actually be brought to the scene, and vice versa. But the thing is that the sexual harassment has become a huge problem. It's the new form of bribery, unfortunately, in a lot of instances, where they will solicit sexual favors as opposed to soliciting money from ladies.
Shocking. So you cannot be searched by a male officer, but you can be arrested by a male officer. Under what circumstances does one face arrest?
Well, if you commit a crime in the presence of a police officer, they can arrest you. The purpose of arrest is to secure your attendance in court. It's not to punish you. And unfortunately, South African society hasn't quite got that yet. We tend to associate arrest with punishment and arrest with meting out of criminal justice. The police are not there to do that. The second that you allow that kind of thinking to come into play, you are heading for a police state where the police are judge, jury, executioner, and that is a very dangerous situation to get into. We have a constitution. Our constitution says that justice is put in the exclusive control of the courts. So therefore a person must be brought before a court. And especially over festive periods like this, and you know, we have public holidays, one needs to understand that the Criminal Procedure Act only allows police to detain a person for a maximum of 48 hours. But that is affected by things like weekends and public holidays. But in most instances, the kind of crimes that you can be arrested for on the roads would not justify you having to be brought before a magistrate for a bail hearing to take place. Police can release a person on what is called police bail, so long as you understand that bail is a promise to appear in court. And once again, it's not a punishment, because unfortunately we have a situation in this country where a lot of people associate the bail amount with the actual seriousness of the crime as opposed to the propensity of the person to appear in court.
We had the JMPD in yesterday and the officer advising that if you're feeling unsafe, drive to the nearest garage, drive to the nearest police station if a police officer is stopping you and you're not sure about their credibility. What happens in the instance where they do meet up with you at the police station or at the petrol station and they harass you?
Well, unfortunately, look, the good part of going to a garage, for example, is there's usually CCTV cameras there, so it's not your word against an officer's word. To be very frank with you, the last place I would advise anybody to drive to is a police station.
Why?
Because unfortunately, in a lot of those instances, things have turned very ugly, and police officers from inside the police station have come out and started climbing into the individual concerned. The fact is that we have a big problem with respect to the chain of command in the police, where we give people that kind of advice, but unfortunately the officers on the road don't follow that regime, and they get very angry because in their opinions you have challenged their authority, you've failed to obey a lawful order, and therefore they feel that they have the right to climb into you. Let's get something very clear. A policeman or woman does not have the right to assault you, ever. We have the right to be treated with dignity, and that is an unalienable right under our Constitution. And it would be nice if the higher chains of command in the police got that message down to the boots on the ground, where, as I say, these people do get very angry, and there have been instances of them shooting at people.
Sure.
It's not even a case of pulling them out of their cars and giving them a flatty around the ear.
I'm pushing it in terms of time, but very quickly for us, we can't paint all of them with the same brush.
Absolutely
we do
not.
find good men and women in blue. Your message to motorists, especially in terms of being responsible road users as well, because we know that most accidents are due to human error.
Yeah, firstly, they're not accidents, they're crashes. However, when you are dealing with a law enforcement officer, please understand that you should treat them with the same dignity that you expect and the same respect that you expect. That's the first thing. But secondly, and more importantly, I think, if you drive within the framework of the law, the chances that you are going to actually get pulled over are very remote. If you go around and you break the law, the chance of getting pulled over is extremely good. And then the chance of conflict arising is even better if you disrespect those people, because remember, they're also human beings.
100%. Thank you so much, Howard. All the best for the new year.
Same to you.
If we don't see each other until then. Howard Dombovsky, thank you very much, chairperson of the Justice Project South Africa. Let's take